Okay, so we were talking before you came, and I was telling Chloe this guy I think is hot.
And I looked him up. I have no idea. I don't know how tall he is, but he looks like a tall on Instagram, and he looks like a just tall. Where it is like that's the only
only attractive thing.
If he was not even short, if he was a normal height, nobody would think twice about him being attractive.
Wait, question. What's better, just tall or short and handsome? Asking for friends.
Wait, but are you asking like what if you were handsome, then we could be able to relate?
No. I'm just saying on the topic of just tall, like just tall guys versus
to me, short and handsome.
Short and handsome. What about y'all?
Short and handsome.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I actually don't care about height. I used to only like guys who were taller than me, but the last couple of years, I couldn't care less. I think they're really cute and they're a little bit smaller.
What changed?
Like shorter than you?
Yeah. I think that's still pretty cute.
That's fun.
Yeah. What changed? I think that the reason I like tall guys is because it made me feel more feminine and delicate when I've always been a bit on the curvier side. And I think I just got more confident.
I think I just like need the big jig energy. I feel like it doesn't matter about the...
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've met tall guys who I'm like, I would eat you alive. And then I'm like, I know short guys, I'm like, oh, you put me in my place real quick. So it's like I need that energy rather than the height.
Yes.
Because if he's like 6'5" and like a pussy, I could walk all over him. It's super unattractive.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just need somebody to be like funny and have a personality. And tall, it's tough for tall to breed. Tall breeds like cocky, but tall often doesn't breed.
Wait, tall guys aren't cocky?
No, tall does breed cocky.
Oh, okay. It's
like that's very direct.
Yeah.
But it's the classic, like, when you're hot, you don't have to try kind of thing, right? Like, it's the classic when you're tall, you don't have to try. When you're hot, when you're like any kind of conventionally attractive, you don't have to develop nearly as much of a personality because things are because like the wheels are a little more greased for you. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, why bother? You don't have to figure out how to be funny. You don't have to figure out how to like use humor as a coping mechanism, as a defense mechanism, whatever. And so that to me, that's the only measure.
I was saying this to one of my girlfriends. She was like saying like a guy is like a little bit shorter than her, and she's not used to it. And I was like, they work so much harder.
Yeah.
They work so much harder. Like
to compensate.
Give a chance. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
So are you single?
No, I am in a relationship.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Healthy? Normal?
Healthy, normal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah. Big word. Yeah.
Like I want to get people in LA who are in that like a medal.
I know, but I'm in New York. I feel like it's...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how long have you been in New York for?
6 years.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it so much.
I like New York.
Yeah.
I just don't like the weather.
Yes, and I'm from Minnesota, so it's like anything better than Minnesota. I'm like, there's no winter in New York. I feel like I'm like I like pride myself on like grit and being a shitty little rat though. So I'm. Isn't
that kind of like New York culture, like a shitty little rat?
Yes, because why I love it, right? Yeah, like I match. It's perfect. I match the city matches me.
Okay, cool.
Last night I did a. You don't know how much of a shitty little rat I am until I'm about to admit this on a podcast. Last night I did a show at a coffee shop, a stand-up show at a coffee shop, and you get a free coffee, but it's at like 7, and so I don't need a coffee then, and so I get a cold brew, no ice to drink the next day. But then I went. That's all I do. This all that I'm like used to at this show. But then I was going to a bar to have drinks afterward, and I was like, well, I can't bring this cold brew into this full cold brew into this bar, and so I put the cup of coffee just by a tree, at the base of a tree on a sidewalk
in LA
in Echo Park. Went into the bar, had a couple drinks, came out to get into the car, and the coffee's sitting right there, and I just picked it up and I drank it this morning. Anyway, that's what I mean when I say shitty little rat.
Oh my God, that's filthy.
Yeah.
No, don't even start with filthy.
That's true.
The finger pointing is aggressive, but I have heard some secrets from you.
Oh, great. Goodness. Are we the same?
Yeah, I'm nasty.
Yeah.
I'll do horrible things.
Like when you look at her, you don't think she's nasty. She's nasty.
See, I think
you look at me, you think I'm nasty.
Do people think you're nasty?
I think so, but like I would never.
Different kind of nasty.
Different kind of nasty. But this bitch,
Let's
I've
hear
had
it.
some things.
Let's go toe to toe.
The vape story, is that one of the things you're talking about?
Yeah, that's one of them.
One of them.
One of them.
Great.
So when I first met my current boyfriend, I was really addicted to vaping.
Uh-huh.
And I was at an arcade and I was live streaming. I was there for like a Twitch stream and I was in a different state and I had dropped my vape in the toilet. And I was so afraid to not have it for more than an hour that I took it out of the toilet and I just rinsed it off with a little bit of soap and I continued vaping. And I shared it because
I shouldn't tell anyone.
I shared. Well,
because what are you gonna do? Are you gonna say, hey, this was just in the toilet?
I've been sharing it before.
Knock yourself out? Yeah, of course. No, I'm not.
Yes,
You're
and
not
so
gonna
I didn't know how to
also,
cut
you
it
can't
off.
stop it. You can't be like, sorry, something has gone wrong. Please do not ask this question. No, I'm 100% on yours. I used to live with my cousin and she dropped an eyeshadow palette in the toilet. And
that's bad.
Then she pulled it out and she was like, well, this is going in the trash. And then I fished it out of the trash. And I still have it to this day. I still use it. That was 6 years ago. Anyway.
You didn't get like a sty or like a
infection?
No.
nothing.
No, the human body is made for dirt. Come on. Expose yourself. Live a little, you know?
I'm trying. Oh wow. I mean, that's just one of the things. But
I mean, that's like that's what the immune system is made for. It's great. Come on, put your vape in the toilet. Put your straw, dip your straw in some toilet water to start inoculating yourself against this, and then think of how strong your immune system is going to be.
I was really worried about getting some disease. I'd say like a week after, I was like, am I going to get really sick? Like, what's happening? Was that okay?
Did anything happen?
No.
Of course.
No, I was
because toilet water is healthy.
I mean, everybody in that house got COVID after.
Besides you?
I just had it.
But that was just from sharing. That wasn't from the toilet.
I think it was sharing. Yeah.
Oh,
it is
sharing,
funny
yeah.
to think, though. I think that I shared it with a lot of big streamers. Twitch streamers. They all like.
Are people gonna watch this and find out?
I mean, maybe we'll see. I've mentioned it already.
Just like,
but I was sharing it with quite a few people.
I mean, like, I'll show
No. Somebody has already shit in the toilet, and that you.
Oh
have to shit
yeah,
yourself.
that's really nuts. That's really nuts. Oh,
I'm not even sure if there was pee in it. You're right. I might have peed and then dropped it. I don't remember. I don't remember.
I genuinely think the girls are messier and like dirtier than guys.
Yeah.
I really think that.
That's
the way they live, things we've done. Like I've lived with girls and I've lived with guys, and every girl I know is like we're kind of more disgusting than men.
Oh, I'm OCD. Like everything's perfectly clean in
Other than the thing that goes in your
But then I do disgusting things.
Yeah, besides
every
what
so
goes in your
often
mouth.
when it makes sense.
Okay. I can't follow that logic at all. So
Yeah, I don't know. I think both women and men are absolutely grody. But I do. But we're used to blood. That's the thing. We're like, who gives a shit? What are you gonna do?
oh my
Freak
god.
me out with a different bodily? Like we have an extra bodily fluid on top of men.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I went to an all-girls school for the last 2 years of high school, and I swear we were fucking disgusting rats. Like we were like a private all-girls school, disgusting
All
rats.
right, let's hear.
I mean, like, not me. I wasn't involved in this. But, like, the girls used to put...
I would never.
I would never. But,
I
like,
wouldn't.
to scare, like juniors, they would put, like, used tampons in their lockers. Like...
That's what I mean. That's what, like, it's
Yeah, like they used, like, just as, like, a prank, they used tampons in, like, juniors, like, lockers. Like, that's disgusting.
yeah.
I never did that. But, yeah, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think... And I have 2 sisters, so, like, I know. I think we're messier. I think we're dirtier. I think guys know it too, but
I have a solo show about how I have cheated in almost every relationship I've ever been in. And that's my solo show. There you go. Nice to meet you. How are we? It does not condone cheating. I think cheating is always bad. I think cheating always hurts somebody. Absolutely. I just think it also happens all the fucking time, and nobody admits it. And so I'm like, I'll talk about it. I'll admit it.
I'm curious. What do you think is the reason? Like, I'm sure there's different reasons every time.
Like for me, I got into a pattern of like, I would try and self-sabotage. Like if I like wouldn't break up with a boyfriend when I should have. And then like I made sure that they never found out. Now I'm sure they will if this show is successful. But also I debated contacting my exes. And then it was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to write an email that was like, hope your marriage is great.
That'd be hilarious.
I cheated on you 9 years ago. Anyway, have a great life. Send. Like, no, I'm never going to do that. So,
did you tell them?
No.
Okay, so you just cheated and just like...
I think I should have told them. Honestly, I think I should have told them because if I had experienced more negative consequences in the moment, I probably wouldn't have kept doing it. I think it would have been much, much, much better if I had like copped to it. Also, I think that there are exes of mine who probably would have had more closure on their end if they knew. Like there wouldn't have been as much question of like, oh, maybe if I just try a little harder, if we just like stay a little longer or whatever. Like I think it probably would have been healthier for my exes if they could have been like, yeah, she's an asshole, I'm leaving.
Oh, it's so much easier if like they're an asshole.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So wait, so you broke it off?
In retrospect, I should have told them in the moment.
But you broke it off for other reasons?
Yes.
Like you just like picked another excuse, whatever it was?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even picked another excuse. It was the other excuse was always why...
You cheated.
Yeah. Like it's always that the relationship was not fulfilling in some pretty significant way.
Yeah.
And then I think cheating is mostly a symptom.
Yeah.
Of some like much deeper dysfunction, which is the same as like somebody who's like doing way too many drugs while in a relationship. I think like usually the dysfunction is not the drugs. The dysfunction is something else, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody who has weird shit with food. The dysfunction is not the food. The dysfunction is something else. Anyway, sorry, this is like we're really in the therapy world. But.
So wait, in your current boyfriend, your current partner,
saw the show before we started dating.
That is so ideal.
So it is like cards are on the table.
And he's not like paranoid about anything?
No. And I don't think he loves it. I don't think he would choose it. I think if he could wave a wand, it probably wouldn't be a part of my personality.
Everything.
But no, basically it's that I've been in a bunch of, I've always been open about it. And I've always told boyfriends, like, I have this history, I don't want to repeat it. And I've always said, like, can we talk about it? And boyfriends men are always like, yeah, let's like open, honest communication. That's great. Let's talk about it. And then when push comes to shove, we don't talk about it. We actually don't keep it going. Mm-hmm. And
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You could sit there and you can plainly say, I am unhappy. I'm going to leave you if things don't change. And 2 days later, they're like, when you're not actively like crying, saying I'm unhappy, 2 days later, they're just back to like, it's like they have short-term memory loss.
The expectation is that women are the ones driving the emotional conversation. Mm-hmm. And so when it's like, that we're the ones being like, hey, I'm unhappy about this and I want to talk about this. And the men are like, yeah, for sure. You know, it's the same as like, they're like, I would do the dishes if you would tell me to do the dishes. And it's like,
I hate that.
Asshole, fucking dishes.
Yeah, why do I have to dictate this? Why do we have to think about it?
And so it's the same thing where it's like with, you know, like in an emotional conversation when it's like, hey, can we keep talking about this? The second we are not the ones being like, hey, over here, can we do this?
Yeah.
Then I think it's like very easy for men to just go, she's not in front of me right now talking about it, so it must be fine.
Yeah, I agree.
And you never got caught?
I got caught once.
How?
Get caught.
Texting. I got blackout drunk and I texted the guy and my boyfriend found the text. I don't know how he found the text. I was blackout drunk.
Only once? I mean, that's a pretty good record.
Out of how many?
Don't know.
Oh no, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Yeah. That's why I have a whole show about it. Oh yeah, totally. And the thing is that I was always sort of doing, I don't have kids. I've never been married. So it's always just been like, and it's just been boyfriends. And I say this in the show that like, I know that I was sort of doing the misdemeanor version and that there is a felony version, but I committed a lot of misdemeanors and also, I don't think that they feel like misdemeanors when you're on the receiving end, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But I have had people leave the show and be like, such a common reaction after I was seeing the show is that people are like, oh, and this comes from men a ton. So many people are like, oh, I've done so much worse than you. Like the way I've cheated has been so much more dramatic, has like fucked up much, much, much bigger relationships or like kids, marriage, whatever, you know, like all sorts of stuff. Or even just like that the way they've cheated has been a much more dramatic sneaking around. Like that my level was always like relatively low level or relatively short lived, and that they're like, oh, I had like a full second relationship for years or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I never got anywhere close to that.
Yeah.
And so so it's like on one hand I did it a lot. On the other hand, I think I was doing like relatively low level cheating. But if anybody's ever like, I've done worse than you, I'm like, yeah, but you're not willing to put a microphone in front of your face and talk about it and admit it. And I am. And that's not to say I'm a hero, but it is to say like no one else will admit this, and it happens all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, like I started watching the Ashley Madison documentary.
That's what I was gonna say.
On Netflix?
I started watching it too.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's good.
It's crazy. Like
What?
I think they started saying, what was it, just the statistic that they said was it?
So Ashley Madison, it was a website, and this was like the early days of the web, but it was basically a dating site for married people to have an affair.
Yes. I remember this. Was this like Seeking Arrangements? Is this the same?
No, it's different from Seeking.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like specifically for people.
Let's go to our expert, Carlos.
You know what Ashley Madison was, right?
No.
It's like, so it's an app that's designed specifically for married people.
Okay.
And people in like committed relationships to have like something extra on the side. So everyone on that app was already in a relationship.
Okay.
The women were in a relationship as well as the men. Like both of them had to be married to be on it and having an affair behind their partner's back.
And then the app, the website, the company got hacked. So everyone's information was publicized all over the web. So I think
That's incredible.
You know how like on dating apps they try and like verify you try and like be as honest as you can. The app tries to the best of their ability to like, you know, verify you are who you say you are.
Sure.
This was like, it relied on anonymity pretty much.
Oh yeah, it relied on server strength.
For sure.
It relied on Amazon web cloud interface not getting fucked.
So
that's what it relied on.
It's like everyone who's like trying to hide this, all their information is like leaked, all their real names, like
also all of their sexual desires. Because when you set up your profile, you like click your little. You're saying what you're into, and you know what your fantasies are. You're like you like dirty talk, you like bondage. All of that got leaked.
Some guys sitting around being like, I don't care that my wife found out that I have an affair, but I care that she found out that I'm into blood play.
I mean, that's fair.
Blood play.
Honestly.
I'm sure you have. Are you to the part where the guy who, him and his wife, they have a YouTube channel?
No, I just started it.
Oh, okay. There's this,
They have a YouTube?
one of the guys, he had started it and he was like looking for excitement or something along those lines. But him and his wife, one of their videos with their family, because they had young kids, went viral on YouTube of them singing Frozen. And then they had this very successful YouTube channel after that. Like I haven't looked fully into it, but I think that it was going, like a lot of their videos were viral and in the millions, like very successful. And he was one of the ones who got his information outed, and they're no longer together. But it was I don't know. He seems like such a great guy. His username on the Ashley Madison, I think it was like dirty little secret or something like that. It's so crazy. He's this beautiful, stunning wife that he loved. He even said, I was very sexually satisfied. I loved her. She made me happy. I didn't want to leave her. He was just looking for something else. Like not something different than her, but excitement.
Well, the problem is that we, like, not to defend the people on Ashley Madison. And again, I want to be clear. Cheating is bad. Cheating always hurts somebody. I do not, where is my camera? Cheating is not good. I do not condone it. I should not have cheated. Cheating is bad. Which is this one? This one, cheating. This is not. Don't cheat. It is bad. But admit to yourself when you want to. Anyway, but that like, I think that the way we cast monogamy as like, then you do not ask any questions ever again, and that like I think it's especially restrictive it is more restrictive for women than it is for men, not because we're playing by different rules, but because the expectations, the like assignments of desire are different. You know, like it's like men are like these horny creatures that like are you're expected to have to like quell the horniness, quell the horn,
Squash the horn.
Squash the horn. It's my new energy drink tagline. But that like women are not. We're like good women are not supposed to have these kind of desires.
Yeah.
Once you find the one, once you find the right person, and it's like no, you can find the one. You can be very deeply in love. You can love somebody very very deeply and still like have desires that don't fit with what the boundaries are of your relationship. And it's like, how do you grapple with that? And I don't even necessarily think you need to give into those desires, but it's way easier when you talk about it rather than not being able to talk about it. And then you wind up in a thing like Ashley Madison.
So talk about your desires for other people. Is that what you're saying?
Your desires for other people.
I would literally end up on a true crime documentary if a man talked to me about his desires for another woman.
Yeah. When I tell women that I have a history of cheating, the most common reaction that I get from women is, "Oh, me too." That's like, I would say that's
Okay, we talked about this.
The most common reaction that I get from men is, "I've never cheated, but I know someone who has."
It's a friend or a friend of yours.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we talked about this last week. I think women are just better liars. Not saying you're a good liar. I'm just saying, like,
I'm a terrible liar. Actually, if any of my exes had just been like, "Are you cheating on me?" I would have been like, "Yeah." I like can't keep a straight face.
I can't lie either, but I can admit things.
You can admit. You're right. You can like.
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
You ask me, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
you don't ask me. Like
Exactly.
and they just had blind trust that they never were like, oh, who's this guy?
No, I'm sure they hated it. I'm sure they felt bad, but it's everybody, like everybody involved just doesn't want to deal with what you know in your gut is true.
Yeah.
Which is that something is wrong in the relationship.
Yeah.
And so like, it's just very easy to choose stability and to be like, I'm just going to turn a blind eye to whatever that weird friendship is that makes me uncomfortable or makes me sad. Okay, I'm just going to turn a blind eye to whatever the like gap is in this relationship that this man is not that my boyfriend is not filling.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Did you ever just cheat for fun? Or was it always because something was serious?
I think it was always because something was wrong. I think it was sometimes like just when I was sort of like my gut was already like, I'm not really gonna want to be in this relationship, but before it was bad. But I mean, it's very fun. But that's one of the big problems. It's so fun to do something that you're not supposed to do. It's so fun to like start a new relationship, to fall in love with somebody is the best feeling in the world. That's a fucking drug. Like it's so fun to get away with something.
So was it, were you actually dating other people or was it just sex? And
it was never sex. I stopped at full penetrative sex. I never had full penetrative sex outside of a relationship.
Wait.
Because I would like draw, it was like my own fucked up moral justification.
Oh, okay.
It was my own way of, and again, it's not saying like, it's not justified, it's not whatever, but it's like, that was my like, I am still in control. Look, I am still holding back. I am still whatever.
Yeah. This is all emotional?
No. I mean, we were naked.
Got it.
But like I stopped it. I stopped it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, that's why I'm saying it's like a fucked up moral justification where it's like, it's an arbitrary line. Also, I look back and I'm like, oh, I could have had so much more sex.
Could have.
You dumbass.
You were
have
already
the sex and then get out of there.
I mean, at that
or
point,
like get out of the relationship and have the sex. Right. At that point, it's like, what difference is it going to make?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh.
There's no. There is no world in which this is a like good or proud thing. Mm-hmm. It just is a thing that happens every fucking day.
It's very
and
normal.
Everybody just puts their fingers in their ears and is like la 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 la. No.
Yeah.
I'm really like I would never be able to cheat because I'm such a little romantic. Mm-hmm. So I think that when someone cheats,
that won't stop you.
well, I think it takes
Might stop
away.
you.
I think it takes away from like what the relationship has and what it could be. I think it's never going to be the same. I think you're never going to be.
You mean your actual relationship, or you mean the person who you're cheating with?
Your actual relationship.
Totally.
I think it's like
damn it, it's incredibly
the second it happens, it's like, okay, it's doomed. Even before, since obviously
I don't know. I think there are people who like survive. There are relationships that survive.
But it's not the same.
I think people just have different value on like romance, right? Like I think people have like, but what's important to someone in a marriage is like it's different for everyone. For some people, the most important thing is like financial security or like the stability of their family. For you, it's like romance, you know. So it's like that.
For you don't give a shit about money or your family.
You know what I mean? Like I genuinely think like, and as I've gotten older, I've realized that like what's important to me in a relationship is not necessarily the most important thing to other people.
Yeah.
So like they could be happy because that. Like not everyone's like raised the same. We don't all want the same thing from like a partner. So like for someone else, that's not the most important thing, and they could move past it.
Of course, people can move past it. I agree. Have you guys seen White Lotus, but the newest season? Mm-hmm. Cam and cute little redhead.
There's the like two couples where.
Yeah, but what's the couple? They're like both cheating on each other, but they actually have this really good relationship where they know, and they're just like they love each other to death, and they have a lot of fun, but they still will cheat on each other. I think that she has kids with another guy.
Wait, what is it?
I think they have kids together.
Daphne and Cameron. I don't know there was a weird scene where she was
where she shows the picture of the trainer.
Yeah, and
I think
it's
that's
her
the guy
son.
she's fucking.
Yeah, but she showed a picture of her son.
Oh yeah.
Instead of the trainer, she's saying it's the trainer she's fucking, and it's her son who's a cute little blondie.
I think she shows the picture to show that like she has a family back home and you can do other things. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It was a little confusing. I took it as that wasn't Cameron's son, biological son.
Oh, I like that.
That's how I took it. I love the
That's
relationship though. I thought their relationship.
You like the relationship?
I wouldn't want it, but if I could do something like that. If I really love someone and I knew they were always going to be cheating on me, but everything else was great, then I could see it working. Just you'd always have like a little bit of sadness.
Oh, I'm a crazy bitch. I'm really insane. Kill his ass real quick.
Well, he's rich, he's sexy, he's charismatic. Like, she doesn't have it that bad, and she's fucking her trainer.
Yeah, he's a tall hot. Do you think he's funny?
Cam in the show. He's funny, he's tall, he's hot. I mean, the guy's got it all. He's kind of an asshole.
He's
sort of in the way that like surgeons get to be assholes because you're like, yeah.
Oh, my dad's like that. He's a cancer surgeon.
Holding a person's life in your hands so you can be an asshole. Tall, hot, rich.
All doctors are like that.
I guess you can be an asshole.
Assholes?
Yeah, especially.
Yeah, my mom hates all my dad's friends.
Yeah.
Wait, is your dad a doctor?
Just loves your dad.
Yeah, he's a cancer surgeon, so all his friends are like pricks, basically. My mom can't.
Because it requires a god complex to be a surgeon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would have a god complex if I was a surgeon.
Yeah.
They're smarter than like
I'm on
the
the edge of
president.
one now. It's like it's on the brink.
And it's not just intelligence. It's like because there's like astrophysicists who are that smart, but they are literally. I used to work with surgeons I used to be in like a totally different corporate world and would like have meetings with surgeons and they were just assholes and I was
Did
like,
you hook up with them?
No, never did.
Waste.
I know. Yeah. What a bummer. Only talking to them on the phone. But I was like, oh, they're such pricks. And then my dad had a like major surgery. It's like 6 months ago. And I was like, oh, yes, I now understand that these surgeons are allowed to be however, fucking arrogant, asshole, mean, cold. I do not care. Just don't let my dad die.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess that's why you get to be an asshole. You get to be a dick like that because those are the stakes.
Oh yeah.
Please don't kill my dad.
What makes the surgeon an asshole though? Like, what do they do?
He's just god complex.
Oh, have you ever talked to a surgeon? They're.
Well, I guess the ones who have like done my breast. Yeah.
I wonder if there's a difference between plastic surgeons.
They were very nice.
I wonder.
Very
There's like a rivalry. Plastic
very friendly,
surgeons,
very gentlemanly.
They get a lot of hate from the other surgeons because they get to like hang out with hot girls and live in Beverly Hills.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you couldn't really be in a bad mood if you're a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. You're just looking at tits all day. Like, life isn't that bad, you know? Like,
But I feel like you're looking at tits in their worst possible condition.
You are. You're cutting into them.
You're cutting into them, and then you're looking at them like bruised and stitched.
But that takes true love of tits.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's pure.
It's like when a guy like thinks you're beautiful.
You're a tit guy. No, you're not a tit guy like how I'm a tit guy. I like to see him cut open. Yeah.
I gotta see it inside and out.
It's like how if your guy loves you when you look your absolute worst, you're like, oh, you're in love. Yeah. Like you love me and I look like shit.
Funny to want to be a plastic surgeon. Funny to have that be a dream.
I feel like a lot of them maybe fall into it because maybe their family members were surgeons,
I think it's like
plastic surgeons.
What's it called? Is there like a dick doctor? What's the equivalent for men? Like, we have gynecologists.
They do the prostate.
But, like, what's it called?
I'm so sorry.
This guy uses the prostate. But what's that called? Like, is it
a medical procedure?
A dick doctor? Is that a thing, guys? Do you guys get your things checked every 2 years like we do?
No, it's called a plastic surgeon.
Andrologist.
I've never heard that word before.
It's for male reproductive issues. I don't know. I don't think it's actually equivalent.
Andrologists are urologists who treat conditions that affect. So this is like a square is a rectangle. All andrologists are urologists, but not every urologist is an andrologist.
You lost me.
This is a joke that nobody in this room likes. Sometimes I do one for you and sometimes I do one for me. That was one for me.
But I wonder how many female andrologists there are. Because that'd be weird. Just looking at guys.
Great question.
You know what I mean? Like, you go back to your husband and now you're like, I just looked at so many dicks today. Like, I checked so many prostates. I had too many balls on my face. Work was so difficult.
Wait, Mia, speaking of nice dicks, or maybe it's nice, I don't know.
Wow, asking for a friend.
What do y'all think about Viagra or like those gas station dick pills?
What?
Well, I just want to know, like, if you're with a guy and he's like super, super hard, and then it just like, and he's like, oh, I took a pill, what would you think?
I'd leave.
Oh, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Would you be
really?
Oh, I'd be excited.
That's cool.
It's
really?
Like, yeah.
I found a good one.
I don't want it soft. I don't want it like 10% soft. Like, that's unfortunate.
I'd be insulted. It's like if a guy comes quick, I'm taking it as a compliment, baby. I'm good. I'm not upset about this
a million
at all.
Gabby.
I think some guys.
I said a million guys DM you about that comment.
Yeah. Hey, I heard you like coming quick.
I'm just saying, I would take that as a compliment.
I think guys can do it for multiple reasons. Sometimes they'll just think it's fun, like, oh, I'm going to be extra hard today for you. Like, this is exciting. Just like,
is that? Can we go to the 3 men in the back?
Being extra hard without
fun?
a pill.
Is it for fun?
I think that's possible and fun. Yeah.
Yeah, or you're nervous. And you just want a little backup. That's
what it's all about, is the backup because of nerves.
Yeah.
I think it's like taking steroids. It's like LeBron takes steroids. They don't test for the stars.
Is there a stigma against the use of Viagra?
I feel like there is a stigma. Like Gabby got mad as soon as I said Viagra.
Yeah, and like I've never had the experience of a pill.
Neither, unless they didn't tell me.
That I've ever been aware of. And I've never had something that was so weird where I was like, oh, that I think is what that is.
Oh.
We used to take them at the Comedy Store for the laughs. They were called Hot Rod 5000.
That sounds so dangerous.
And would you just walk around with boners?
That sounds so dangerous,
It's
dude.
That's also why women struggle in comedy. This is like the perfect representation.
Me and Earl Skakel, the Kennedy himself, he would take dick pills from the gay store on Santa Monica.
What?
Gay West would sell it to us. Good discount.
That sounds so
But I found
dangerous.
a new pill. It's called like Snake or something like that. And
that makes it better.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all.
And it's like no headache, 1 week lasting. And I took it and I was like, no headache.
1 week lasting?
It lasted for like 4 days. And I was
your boner?
Yeah.
Your erection.
Not healthy.
No, well, I wasn't erect the whole time. Like I had to go to a hospital. But like anytime I got a little excited.
It went.
Yeah, but like in a way that's like, out of control.
I wish they had this for women.
Babe,
Something for women. That'd be so nice.
I don't even want to take like Tylenol when I have a headache because I'm like, oh, it's bad for my liver. You just take that from a gas station?
Oh, yeah. The shit
insane.
people put in their bodies.
It's insane.
And then also the pills they take.
And I feel the same people in LA are like, I would never get a smoothie that's like not from Erewhon. Are like taking gas to station Viagra pills.
I think the overlap of the middle of the Venn diagram between the Erewhon smoothies and the men taking gas station dick pills, I think those are two separent circles.
And it's
I do not think those circles touch at all.
It's me and like 3 other dudes.
Yeah, it was in the middle, and that is it. We can name them. We can count them on one hand.
I get it.
I think the circle you run with and the circle he runs with are, I'm going to call it, really, really, really different groups of people.
There's a new smoothie, by the way.
I get it though. I won't drink anything other than spring water, but I'll smoke on a toilet vape.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You're supposed to not about your water, and she would vape out of a toilet
You
bowl.
pick and choose your vices.
God.
I've hooked up with men where they have the vibe going in that their dicks are not going to work. And then when they do, you're like, that's awesome. You're sort of like, way to go, buddy.
Wow.
I respect that. So you set the bar and expectations low, and then if you exceed it,
I don't think they're trying to set the bar low. I don't think it's an intentional move.
really?
I think they're just dweebs.
Oh, okay.
I feel like sometimes girls can be like, okay, I'll tell you this. Okay, Gabby, I know you got mad I had sex the other day because Gabby got mad I had sex because the next day
I bet I'm going to be on her side.
I wasn't excited enough to see her when she came in. And she said it's because I got laid.
No, it wasn't. It was because he had... It had nothing to do with he had sex. He had a late night. He had like 2 hours sleep.
Yeah.
We show up to the podcast and he is falling asleep. Literally falling asleep during our podcast.
So it sounds like I'm getting a bit of a tainted story from you, Carlos.
The sex has nothing to do with it. Go have sex, go home, have a full 8 hours so you can be present.
Have
at
sex
work.
at 6 p.m.
It is because you didn't pay me the attention that you usually show. And honestly, you were just off your game.
But what about today?
Today, you did what you should have done. You did your job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Has he made up for it? Like, does today...
No, it's just normal. It's like I'll never make up for it.
Sure.
No, it's fine.
You'll always be in deficit.
We're going to Austin this week. Mia and I have bags. He has 2 hands, 2 arms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can put the work in.
And a back.
But it wasn't about the sex. It was just the fact that he was sleep deprived and said he didn't want to be here.
And then I said I didn't want to be here too. So I think Gabby was just like, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God forbid me for having enthusiasm.
God forbid me for expecting you to pay me my little attention.
That was
Okay.
it. You know? That was it.
Well, I'll say that when I was having sex that night,
Don't. What are you going to say?
Yeah, wait, this
It's
is...
getting weird.
Uh-huh.
Let's hear it. I'm curious.
I was like, can we take a break? And she was like, yeah, but you better hurry up. Like my break has to be quick. But I thought my break was just going to be like, we would have a couple laughs in bed. I just wanted to take a beat. And then, but in that moment, I was really glad I took the dick pill.
Oh, you had taken Viagra.
No, well, no. That's
Does it also keep you up? Does it like wake you?
No, it doesn't have like amphetamines in it. But I was really glad because she was being strict with me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I'm hard. Don't worry.
But
so you took it for insurance, right?
Insurance, exactly.
And you're actually just explaining why you stayed up late and then didn't get enough sleep. You took a break. You actually could have gone to bed earlier if you hadn't taken
that's
the
why
break.
you asked me about if it's kept me up late. Damn it. No, I just went home. I was riding high.
And
when I went
you
home.
had to take a break?
I just wanted a second.
Take the break to
Mia, you're a pillow princess. I feel like I would have, if I was a guy having sex with you, I'd want to take a break as well.
Thank you, Gabby. I just wanted 2 minutes to catch the breath.
She's like, I don't do anything during sex. I lie there like a starfish.
I just look hot, okay? No. I just look hot and get pounded.
No,
I mean, look hot, get pounded is not a bad life slogan.
I know. Like anyone complaining needs to get their priorities checked.
Yeah, put it on a bumper sticker.
No, I get it. Sometimes when guys are all sweaty and gross, I'm like, why are you sweating? I'm like, oh, I haven't done any work.
I'm working way too hard out here. I'm putting in a shift.
My ex-husband was a sweater, and he would consistently drop sweat into my face and my eyes.
Well, and you know what solves that?
That was gross.
Gatorade?
When you're on top.
We'll just flip over. Yeah, she doesn't
Mia's
want
like,
to be
hell
on
no.
top. You don't want to be on top?
That's so funny.
Me?
Yeah.
Not usually. Very rarely. I more only enjoy being on top when I see like the other person getting enthusiastic, but it's not because it feels good for me, because I can't really focus on the feeling if I'm
moving. If you're doing
around.
Work. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not feeling it. And I guess I'm selfish. P. Diddy. I don't know a lot. Have you seen the video?
Yeah, that was gnarly.
That was gnarly. When did that come out?
I haven't watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's pull it up. Like Thursday.
No.
Have you heard about it?
It's fine. I mean,
that's actually terrible.
yeah. It really feels rough to be like.
Yeah. Want to watch an apology video?
Yeah.
Wait, he has an apology video?
Yeah.
Is it? Can you tell me about the video? What is the video?
So the video is her in front of an elevator. They're in some sort of hotel. Him coming down the hall in his towel, ripping her to the ground, kicking her multiple times, grabbing her up maybe by her hair, and then pulling, like dragging her.
But this isn't. It was on hotel CCTV footage.
Surveillance, yeah.
But like, this isn't a hotel. Can you imagine like what happens in a private home?
That's
like,
what
this
I
is
was
what
thinking.
Anyone
so
at any
bad.
time could have come out of the elevator where they were right outside. Could have come out of the hotel room to not give that much of a shit. You know, when you're fighting with like your partner or like something like.
Well, for that
in
to be
public,
so, for that to
you're
be the
shut up,
the lowest level that is publicly available. Yeah.
It's like, who knows?
So
like,
bad.
you can only imagine like what goes on behind closed doors if like he's willing to do that in public.
Yeah.
And like, there's even if there's no one there physically in a hotel, there's always someone watching you, especially the nice hotels they stay at. There's always cameras, like security watching you at all times in public areas.
And he probably felt insulated by being a celebrity, but it's still that like the brain, that's not the
crazy.
decision that he's making in that moment. The decision he's making is just like, this is acceptable for me to do.
Yeah, he also has on his Twitter pinned since December these wild, something along the lines of, these wild accusations against me are all false. Enough's enough. I'm sick of people trying to take down my character. I'm gonna like, we should read the Twitter post of him basically calling her a liar.
Didn't he give her $30 million?
Until the video came out.
But didn't he settle with
Now
$30 million last year in 24 hours?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it that far.
Yeah, I think there was a very fast settlement. I don't remember.
Yeah.
30 million?
But why is he not in jail yet? Where is he? In the Caribbean?
Yeah, and then the DA said that they weren't going to press charges despite video evidence or something. I'm just going off headlines.
I think it's the statute of limitations on
Oh, it's really?
assault has
God, it's so.
Does she have to be the one to press charges? So this says, for the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear, I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. And this has been pinned to his Twitter since December.
So bad.
Now we get an apology because we have video evidence.
I think 50 Cent posted this on his Instagram, didn't he?
Posted.
His apology video, and like he wrote, what did he write under?
Wait, as in 50 Cent posted it for him, or
No, it was like, just kind of, have a look. I love 50 Cent. Oh, 50 Cent posted his apology statement and said the lie detector test has determined this is a lie. ... Maury vibes. Like,
That's great.
My goodness.
Good for you, 50 Cent.
This apology video is pretty dumb too.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. Disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy,
that's a lie.
go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
I hate him.
I just
Really bad.
like how crazy do you have to be? Do you think that's gonna appease people? People are like, oh, it's all good. He apologized. Like, that's just insane. If I was him, I'd just shut my mouth, move to a country with no extradition,
Yeah, he's done.
and just live out the rest of my days like drinking pina coladas because like there's no way you're coming back from that.
Rock bottom. He's talking about rock bottom. He's like a millionaire, like super famous musician. Hit rock bottom.
Beating the shit out of his girlfriend.
saying I was disgusted then. Like he clearly not. If he's if he's pretty much calling her a liar to the world afterwards.
He didn't mention her once. He's just like all about him.
Oh yeah, he's a narcissist.
Like it's just like, oh, I hit rock bottom. I did this. Like I'm disgusted. It's like just.
Yeah. Also, he says, I will make no excuses. And it's like, no, I just heard you making them.
Yeah, you literally made like 3 excuses.
Yeah.
But.
He's in Antigua, and they can send people to the United States.
Oh, okay. I've been to Antigua. It's beautiful.
Were you working there?
What?
Were you working?
Yeah, it's for a shoot.
The problem is just that, like, this is why shit like this is the logical endpoint of why we are uncomfortable having male gynecologists. Like, it's all the same. It's that the logical endpoint of sexism and misogyny is physical violence, and people forget that and don't talk about that. I think people are like, oh, like ladies think men are creepy, and it's like, no, the creep factor is getting beaten, and like whatever gets shown in the actual footage in the video, and then whatever we don't see behind closed doors. Like, yeah, that's the risk, and that's why it feels uncomfortable, because millions and millions, or thousands and thousands and thousands of years of female DNA knows that risk is always there. And so that's why we're like, I don't want a boy doctor.
Yeah.
It's all the same. Yeah.
Like I've heard like with celebrities or whatever, like they laugh and joke about having like a female stalker. And to them, it's so funny. If we had a male stalker, we'd be actually terrified. Like it's not the same thing. And unless like a man who, I feel like they'll never understand because they'll never be in a woman's body. Unless like the closest thing that I find they understand is if they have sisters, especially like younger sisters, like they think about what they would want for the younger sisters in retrospect. But I'm like, if you feel like we're gonna play fight with a guy,
there's always
no chance.
There's always I have had this so many times where like I'm play wrestling with a boyfriend. I love play wrestling. Yeah. It's so fun. Play wrestle. He's letting me win. And then there's always a moment where he pins me.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, have you had this before where it's like all of a sudden it's too real? Because all of a sudden I've had this experience so many times where suddenly I'm like, yes, I forgot. Like you can physically overpower me. Even though, and this is like a person I love, a person I'm dating, a person that I'm very happy with, a person I feel totally safe with, have never had any bad history with, whatever. And like all of a sudden it's like, yes, you can physically overpower me.
If you want to.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it's just too real. And I have multiple times been like in a play wrestle situation where then I have to be like, sorry, we actually just have to be done right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's so deep in your bones. And it's not necessarily even about this one specific man. It's just like a representation of what we live with.
Oh yeah. We could work out for 1 million hours in the gym every day. It's just not going to make us biologically stronger than them. Yeah, it's just like the way it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think if the roles will just never be reversed. Like it's just we're just beating the shit out of a boyfriend.
They can.
Like, it's just.
I mean, they can.
But I think, broadly speaking, like
no, I'm not saying I was beating the shit out of anyone, but like, I'm thinking about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. Like that guy lost a finger somehow. You know, I feel like women, they can hit him whatever, but I feel like women would get weapons. They'll get things.
But the reason that we get weapons is because we can't physically overpower them. Because
on average, yeah.
Yeah, right. Very broadly speaking.
Yeah.
There's did you watch Baby Reindeer yet? Because you mentioned female stalker.
I've started watching it. It's so fucking creepy. It makes me so uncomfortable to watch. Have you seen it?
I haven't watched it yet.
It is very good.
So uncomfortable.
It's based off of a comedian. His name is Richard Gadd. It's based off of true events and inspired by. But he does have a female stalker, Martha, and the real Martha has come out. Her name's Fiona Harvey.
I saw her on Piers Morgan. It was hilarious.
It's so good. I love her so much. I hate saying that, but I love anything I see of her. She's just so funny. She's such a big character. I did Baby Reindeer is really good though.
Yeah.
Funny enough, you haven't fully seen it, but I feel like she's not she is a villain in the story, but she's not the main villain.
Who's the main villain? The guy?
There's like other trauma that comes up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have heard about that. Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it.
I just loved her on Piers Morgan when she's denying everything, but like the way she is and behaves, she just like, oh, this confirmed everything. That like you are this person, you are that crazy.
And that's the thing is to say, like, it's not that men can't have like boundaries crossed, and it's not that men can't have stalkers, and it's not that men can't have issues with consent, and it's not that like absolutely. And in fact, when they do have those experiences, they know it, and they're like, this is dangerous, this feels scary, this crosses my line, this makes me uncomfortable, nobody's believing me when I say it's bad, whatever. And then when we're like, this is XYZ is bad, they're like, nah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it can happen to men, just like statistically.
Totally.
Like if you don't, just have to base things off statistics or like,
of course,
and probability.
Of course.
But
you know something? Have you watched Baby Reindeer? I haven't. Okay. Well, one thing I do love about that I think is really funny in the show, it's very clear that he is also obsessed with her. He's obsessed with how she makes him feel, how she validates him, how her brain works, why she is the way she is. So much so that he writes a whole TV show about her. But it is really funny because didn't she say he's obsessed with me? And it's like, yes, he is though. Yeah. Like, you're not wrong.
I feel like only a comedian would be obsessed with their stalker. They would only get so excited about it. Jack Black and Kyle Glass did that too in the 90s on Tenacious D. They had a bit where they were obsessed with their stalkers. Yeah. It was super funny.
That's very
What were the 90s like? Tell us.
Tell us, Grandpa.
Tell us, old man.
Is there anything you want to bring up or talk about?
I think I feel like you have a really good sense of who I am.
I
know. We've talked about garbage, we've talked about cheating, and I've yelled at a man. And I think that overall, like, pretty much encapsulates me as an individual.
It's fine. Everyone yells at Carlos every week. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug?
I am doing a solo show. I'm doing the solo show Cheat that I talked about on Wednesday the 29th, which I think is tonight. I think if you are listening to this podcast the morning that it comes out, tonight the 29th at the Lyric Hyperion in Los Angeles at 7:30. And other than that, I'm at Chloe Radcliffe on all platforms, like my last name Radcliffe but bad. And post a bunch of stuff all over, and we'll do this show more times in New York and LA and hopefully elsewhere throughout the country.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you everyone for watching Out of Bed. Please subscribe and give us 5 stars and follow us on all of the platforms.